Hello, today I'm going to be showcasing Kirolen. Now I absolutely despise this Loomian for several reasons, but first of all, its normal abilities are territorial and hasty, which are both very dependent on RNG. I decided to go with territorial because hasty was just too much for me. I tried it at first, but every single time I click a move, it would miss. Like, it was a 100% chance of missing, for me at least. So I decided to go with territorial. The gender I'm going with is male because, well, starters, they're mostly male and they have a very low chance of being female. So I decided to go with the male Kirolen. And also, like, most people are going to be hunting for male Varis. Not everyone, but just in case, like, I have a male Vari for that reason. And the starter reasons, of course. But the personality I'm running is brawny, very clumsy, nimble. The item is power cuffs. And the moves I'm running are rough up, fire slam, adaptive assault, and stretch. Now here's the other reason that I hate this Loomian so much. Like, it gets so much coverage in Brawler, Fire, and Ancient, but the power of its coverage moves are so bad. Like 60 base power for Fire Slam and 70 for Rough Up. And it's not even consistent either. Like, if the opposing Loomian is taller than you, then you're gonna lose the strength of Rough Up. So I mostly just have Rough Up for Falkry, which, with Territorial against a male Falkry, it has a very high chance of OHKOing. If you run Hasty, then you're guaranteed to OHKO Falkry. But, like, the 80% hit rate is just too low for me, so but Fire Slam, you're pretty much gonna be using this whenever Rough Up or Adaptive Assault is not doing enough damage for you. But other than that, you're not really gonna be clicking Fire Slam. Adaptive Assault is the main move you're gonna be clicking, and it has a 20% chance to raise its melee attack by one stage, so that's very good. Stretch is just to make it outspeed every Loomian in the game after 152 speed TPs and nimble. I don't think it outspeeds a very nimble Gobademic, but it does outspeed a very nimble Zulong. And I'm also running 152 speed with nimble to outspeed a Falkry that's nimble and 200. So this is just like a bit of an overkill, but it's to outspeed Falkry if you need to, for like rough up and stuff. 136 range defense TPs is to make sure Protagon doesn't not boost its range attack. 200 melee attack is just to maximize its physical attack. 4 energy is left over. You only really need 230 energy, but I decided to put 4 energy here. You could put more energy if you want. If you don't really care too much about Protagon, you could like dump a bit of ranged defense TPs onto energy. And then I have 8 health, just because why not? Like, the odd health makes it so that you can switch in on icicle traps 8 times. I mean, if you're going to be switching out Kirolen a lot, then I guess it's good to have that. But I didn't really know where else to put the 8 TPs, so I put it in there. As for the team I'm running, Luminami, I knew that I was going to run Luminami with this because Kirolen is weak to Ancient and Light, which Luminami both resist, and Kirolen is also weak to Metal, which Luminami is like neutral to, unless against a Seer Knight with Searing Steel, which would bypass the water resistance. But yeah, Sedamars is just to form a defensive core with Luminami, Luminami being the melee defensive tank and Sedamars being the ranged defensive tank. I have Zulong here just to pivot onto Kirolen with Ancient Roar, Rev9 as my revenge killer, and removing icicle traps, Himber to set up its own icicle traps to make it so that Kirolen can actually OHKO Falkry every time with a rough up, and Dyborg is there to remove poison barbs and just be annoying because like I didn't really know what else to put here. So yeah, that's the team. Hope you enjoy the showcase.